What's cracking, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. New video. Sureño. What is that? For years, I've had my channel. I've probably said that word less than 10 times. I don't like to use prison terminology. You know why? It ain't for YouTube. It ain't for social media. It belongs in a certain world that obviously very few understand. Today, I'm going to touch on a little bit of things. Definitely not going to go into depth. But I feel like this video is a necessary reminder for some. You know, when I go through social media, I see people identifying themselves as a sureño or as sureños. And it's on camera and it's also in comments. And it's obvious that they're not. You know, I know that mainstream media will use that term because they don't know any better. People on social media will use that term. They don't know any better. And unfortunately, because somebody who's dressed a certain way and claims to be a certain thing identifies himself as that, and then you got these suits over here in the mainstream media using those terms, it convinces others that they fit that criteria because they were born in Southern California. So therefore, they can call themselves that. And some of them are dumb enough to tattoo it on their bodies. Just because you are born in Southern California or you represent Southern California, that does not mean you are a sureño. Not in any form or fashion. Those of you that tattoo it on your bodies, that have never even been in the joint, you've signed up for something you weren't ready for. You can't put that on your body and then go to the joint, and then when you're asked to do a favor, say no. No. That word comes with a whole lot of responsibilities. You know, I see rappers saying that they're sureño rappers. No, they're not. They're rappers from Southern California. That term, let me tell you something. I told this story a while back about my Sally. My Sally, one day, this dude was the most annoying Sally I ever had. And one day I'm on my bunk and I'm reading. And I'm on the bottom bunk and I'm facing the door, you know, in the regular way, my mattress rolled up, and my Sally is in the mirror. I can see him. I'm not even paying attention to him, but I can see him in the mirror doing something. And in my head, I'm thinking, what the hell is this idiot doing now? Next thing you know, he says, "Hey, Holmes, you think you could tack this on me?" And I look at him, and he had got a pen, and he wrote across his top lip, "Sureño." This is in Pelican Bay Beef Facility. I believe we may have already been on lockdown for the riot. Can't be for sure, but it was either we were leading right up to it or it had just happened. And like I said, he looks at me and he's like, "Hey, can you tack this on me?" And I look, I said, "Fuck no." And he said, "Why not?" So you haven't even earned that. And it led to tension in the cell. His little feelings were hurt. I give a fuck. These people that want to identify themselves as that, you know, I don't know where their schooling comes from. It must come from social media and mainstream media. I was schooled when I was in the joint. Luckily, I was schooled by some very serious, very professional individuals. And my schooling was, don't identify yourself with these huras. Not by no tattoos. Not by your claims. Let what you do and how you conduct yourself show everybody what you are. You know, dudes will get certain tattoos and boom, that's a point for validation. Dudes will write in certain things in cards, a birthday card, and the card gets snatched up, bam, point for validation. Dudes will be talking on the tier and identify themselves as something, point for validation. Validation means it used to mean you would get slammed down, locked down forever in Pelican Bay Shoe. And dudes that would get validated for stupid shit like that, they were not well received. They were not looked at fondly. Because their stupid ass mouths got them in hot water, got them slammed down. What kind of assistance can they be for anybody who really is a somebody if you're slammed down in the cell next to them because of your big mouth, because of your tattoos? Not for no work that you did, not for no money that you made, not for no businesses that you conducted, but because you tattooed something on yourself or you said, hey, I'm this, I'm that, and you hadn't put in no work, you hadn't earned it, and you hadn't made any obligations. So I sit back and I see these cats labeling themselves. They're sagging. They got little tiny skinny mustaches like Cantinflas. They're sloppy as hell. They're in front of cameras. Them dudes that are really sureños, they're not going to be in any comment section. They're not going to be on any camera. They could give a damn about social media. Their world is very dark and very dangerous and extremely violent. This social media thing is not something they want. It's a hindrance on the type of business that they do, the business they take care of, the things that they do. Somebody who's really that, they have a goal. They ain't going to be on the streets long either. They stay putting in that work. So these dudes that sit out here and they, wear all fucking 5, 6, 7 of their chains and they rap or they do all this extracurricular, look at me, me. That's a dead giveaway that they're not that. Because the ones that are, they move in silence. They stay in the shadows. The last thing they want is for you to know who they are. At least the mainstream. Dudes in the streets, they whisper about them. Hey, that's that vato son, be trucha. Be on your game around here, man. They're not going to be clowning them dudes. You're not going to see Adam 22 able to clown one of them dudes. Not without some serious repercussions, but yet he clowns all these other cats, these rappers and podcasters that claim to be that. And that's another thing before I go. These dudes that claim to be that on social media and rap and get clowned, and it's okay. My advice, don't get arrested. There's probably something waiting for you in the county jail. That's my video for today, man. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Everybody, please be safe, be smart, and tell the ones you love that you love them, man. I'm out of here.